Welcome to Ask the Edmonds Cop. I'm Teresa Whipple, and the topic today is ICART, which involves the child abduction team, and you're going to tell me more about that because
Yeah.
this is a term I had not heard before. So
Yep.
tell me more about it.
So it's law enforcement. Everything gets turned into an acronym.
Of course
We've
it
talked
does.
about this before. So ICART stands for Interagency Child Abduction Response Team.
Of course.
So this is a pretty serious topic. This is a very important team that's been put together because this is every parent's worst possible nightmare, some sort of child abduction or kidnapping, anything along those lines. So this team is made up of local, state, and federal law enforcement officers in the area. The commander of the team is actually an Everett PD, I think, commander or deputy chief. They're pretty high up. We have 2 detectives on the team here in Edmonds. Okay, the purpose of the team is to quickly locate and recover abducted missing children who disappeared under suspicious circumstances. So we're not just necessarily talking about my teenager ran away.
Yeah.
The team doesn't get activated for that. These are situations where you may have a child abducted from a public location. It could be a kidnapping by a known family member, something along those lines. That's kind of what the team is dedicated for. And the reality is time is so critical with these investigations. We found, minutes count.
Yeah.
So having this team all ready to go at a moment's notice so that they can activate and start, critical processes, getting those Amber Alerts in, getting information out, other resources, starting, there's a lot of steps to it. It's a really involved team. They have people assigned to certain location disciplines. We can kind of talk about that. They have detectives that are assigned to do nothing but gather and sort tips that come in from the public, and then assign those out. They have people that do computer analysis, phone analysis, that can get video from different locations and start processing that sort of stuff to see if they can find the car that they're looking for, an image of the child or the suspect, whatever it may be. They have direct contact with search and rescue to start putting boots on the ground to do grid searches for children, and if we think we have a certain area to look. Victim services to work with the family, because I mean, you can imagine how traumatic it is, if your 6-year-old gets abducted from a public location. I mean, that's a horrific thing. And trying to get information from them and that sort of stuff. And they have public information officers to manage, the message and that sort of stuff. So real important team. Hopefully if and when, because these things do happen, we have these sorts of incidents, we have a whole team ready to go to get the ball rolling and hopefully get these kids back safely.
And this is based in Snohomish County itself, this particular team. And I'm assuming other counties probably have similar teams?
Yeah, I think so.
And you guys must, I know when I hear of Amber Alerts, of course, obviously if somebody's in a car, they often will be going across the state or out of the country, or I'm sure you're in contact with all those, other jurisdictions.
Oh yeah,
to
yeah, and that's the
check
nice
with
thing.
that.
It's local, cities, county.
Yeah.
We have state partners
Right.
with state patrol
Yep.
and other entities within the state, and then we have federal law enforcement too. So
Right.
if we're talking about investigations possibly crossing state lines, that sort of
Yeah.
stuff, it really gives us a lot of resources to tie into, databases we may not have had, ability to get other evidence and just get the word out and start looking at these things quick.
Well, good. That's
Yeah.
something I had never heard of before, so
Yeah.
thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. We'll be back soon with another episode of Ask the Edmonds Cop.